All right, Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Rakah, double honor to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect. Shalom, Barakathum. It's your brother Iraq coming back at you. It's going to be another lesson in transit. All right, and continuing on in the spirit of prophecy, which is stepping way up. If you notice, as you look out into the news media, you have a lot of different things going on on different fronts. You have the election news, obviously, at the top of the list. All right, you have the war over there in the Middle East at the top of the list. All right, you have Hurricane Helen rampaging. You have Diddy going on in the news. And keep in mind, this is things that are sanctioned in what they call the 24-hour news cycle. All right, and the 24-hour news cycle basically came to be like in the late 90s, early 2000s, where all of those media companies basically consolidated down to 6 companies. And instead of you having you have like the morning news, you would have the 6 o'clock news and the 9 o'clock news or something like that. Now you just have a continuous 24-hour cycle. And it's a business model in which they've used and weaponized to fearmonger you and to scare you. And conversely, on the opposite side, they have figured out a way to distract you as well. Now, because of the culture that's been fomented with this, everybody's fixated on Diddy. All right, more people are fixated on Kamala. I would say at the bottom is what's going on over there in the Middle East, and what's going on with the hurricanes, various earthquakes and things of that nature going on. See, people don't really care about the things that they should care about the most. But the election, they really shouldn't care about that much because, number one, it doesn't matter who wins. You know why? Because World War III is going to happen no matter what. Just like we've been telling you. All right, that's Isaiah 42 and 9. All right, where we declare the things from the beginning. The things are declared from the beginning by the Most High through his prophets. So we're telling you what's going to happen, not what could happen. All right, and World War III will happen. But what are people fixated on? Diddy. All right, whether or not Kamala Harris is going to win or beat Donald Trump, and none of those things have any real value in terms of what's next. The things that do have value of what's next are the developments over there in the Ukraine, the developments over there in the Middle East, so-called Middle East, and the financial cliff that America's getting ready to fall over, man. All right, so those are the things that should be pressing people right now. But what's pressing them? Number one, the money is pressing people. But what do they use to distract from the fact that they're broke and living paycheck to paycheck? Entertainment news, man. When people get depressed, they don't look for solutions. They look for a way to escape until the problem goes away. See, they pawn everything off to the government over and over and over again, but they don't realize the government already knows that you do this. And so what do? They create problems so they make themselves more relevant. So you don't even ask them, how did this start? You just ask them to solve the problem, you see? And when you read Isaiah, the 30th chapter, it tells you directly, not to trust into Egypt, which is spiritually America, okay? And so what's going to happen? These people are going to get more anxious about their personal lives, and they're going to get less involved on what's happening on the global scale. And then what's happening on the global scale, that's going to come home and it's going to bite them in the ass, man. All right? Everybody been heard about the Great Reset. Everybody's heard about the World Economic Forum. Everybody's heard about what that guy Netanyahu's doing over there. But they got nobody in the street until their pockets was hit. People are having riots and striking over what? Over their pockets, man. That's what they're rioting over. Because they don't care about the latter end of things. They don't care what's good or bad for the earth. They're not emotionally or spiritually invested into the well-being of the earth. And that's one marker in which you can tell who the elect is or not, man. See, when things happen to the earth, it angers us. When things are out of order, they're just out of balance. When you just have a wicked individual ruling over you, man, that alone is infuriating. But people don't get angry here in a righteous society. They'll mourn, like the scriptures say. You know, they'll cry and they'll complain. They'll know the root cause of it, and they still won't do anything. You know, that's a telltale sign that the bulk of the American people here are not of the elect. They're not of the righteous, and the Lord is going to visit them. And that visitation is not going to be a good visit. Okay, it's not going to be a good visit. The Lord is going to send His Son with all of His anger and fury of the last several thousand years packed into Him. All right, and it's going to be unleashed on the world. Okay, but the earth itself is going to live, and you know it's going to be a lot of destruction when the scriptures have to tell you the earth is going to still be here, because that's how much death is going to be going on. That's how much fire is going to be flying around between the thermonuclear missiles and the chariots. All right, and you know the scriptures say we have a sure word of prophecy, and these are the things that we hone in on, that we focus in on. You know. And so, younger brothers, you know, if you have this truth and you're locked in and you're paying attention to the news, you know, it has your attention, that's a good sign. You know, we just have to stay the course. We have to be patient with the things that happen to us in our personal lives. You know, we all have setbacks. We all have, you know, particular things that we deal with. But ultimately, man, the scriptures say what? Count it all joy. All right, and why do we count it all joy? Because we understand, we know what our latter end is going to be. All right, as it says in Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, they counted our latter end to be without honor. You know, and that's how the Lord wants. He wants to deal with the underdogs, man. So, just wanted to, you know, keep the rhythm going on the latest developments in prophecy, because you know I really feel like we're close and some major events are going to happen. You know, basically it's going to be October tomorrow. All right, and last year October 7th, you know, we had that surprise. So we'll see what the October surprise is going to be. Could very well be financial, all right, or it could just be straight up, you know, a big development on the war front, you know, which we already have had all year. You know, so brothers, stay diligent, and we'll stay on watch, you know, as watchmen should. So Lord willing, this is edifying. Call hello Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai Bahashem Racha Hakodah Shalom and Kwam Yasharah.